the best thing I can do is relax. Hey, Thomas, you got us. You recorded that too late, bro.
That was a good tale, though. But I agree. Like, everyone has yelled at me for doing that.
You got to prioritize your time and energy, and focus on what's the most important to you.
Correct. I like the energy we have right now. Chemistry is good, so we're gonna roll right into it.
Okay, you get us in, Thomas.
It's PicklePod. We've got the man of the hour here, AJ Koller, fresh off of a double crown at the Las Vegas Open. You got Tyson Apostle and Thomas Shields, your co-hosts of PicklePod. We're pumped for this guest. AJ, how you doing?
Good, man.
And AJ, just for the record, that was his worst intro that he's done so far of the 3 weeks.
What? Really?
Why was that?
I don't know. It wasn't that bad. It was fine.
I dug it.
You dug it.
Things out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked it too. I'm just hassling you, Thomas.
All my favorite podcasts, though, they're just like, yeah, we're on.
We're in. Yeah. No, that's fine. You're good. You just we'll talk about it after.
It sounds cooler, and I want to be a cool podcast, so we should start doing it.
Okay, fine. Back to AJ. AJ, how are you?
Good, man. Good.
You look sweaty.
Do I?
I mean, a little bit. Did you just get done playing pickleball?
A little bit, yeah. I had a brief showing in singles today.
Okay, in Texas, you're at the Texas Open right now. Played singles.
Yes,
Who are you? Who are you doubling up with? Are you allowed to give us some spoilers here? Who are you doubling up with on the mixed and the gendered?
Yeah. Not much of a spoiler, but yeah, I'm playing with Leia in the mixed.
Okay.
And I've got my cousin Thomas for Saturday men's. So
not Thomas Shields.
Not Thomas Shields. I know. Whenever I say I'm playing with Thomas,
we're brothers. Me and AJ are brothers, not cousins.
From another mother. Whenever I say I'm playing with Thomas, people say, "Oh, Shields." I was like, "No." So
is that true? Is Thomas Shields known enough in the community that everybody assumes every Thomas in pickleball is Thomas Shields?
Right now, he's at least known more than my cousin Thomas Wilson. So
I like it. I've had some weird like one-off wins, and I knew that I shouldn't be playing in pro when I got my first win in Utah, and like as I'm just walking back to like wherever I had my stuff, like 3 people stopped me and were like, "I heard you won. Like, how'd that happen?" I'm like, "Thank you. I'll take this as a compliment. Thank you."
My gold medal is in my back pocket.
It's usually the opposite. Usually when you get a win, that's when you realize you should be playing pro. But for you, it was the opposite.
Yeah. I'm a 5-0, I think.
Hey, I was a 3-5 at some point, so.
Yeah, I guess everybody has been every single ranking at some point in their life as they crisscross, right? It's like saying everybody has been a certain age or a certain weight. Like, I bet you can't believe I used to be 150 pounds. And it's like, yeah, I believe that at one point you did cross that threshold to 150 pounds.
That's a really good point. You are like a super analytical guy, aren't you?
Am I?
Yeah.
You won't believe this, but I was once 12. It's like kind of that.
See? Yeah, exactly. And you're like, no, I definitely believe that. And I believe that at one point, AJ, you were under 100 pounds.
All
right, AJ, I have an opening question for you. This is a hard-hitting question, so prepare yourself.
Is it about religion or politics?
Neither, even worse. So I was writing the Dink newsletter yesterday, and I wrote the whole thing, and you obviously like dominated the newsletter.
Right.
So I wrote AJ a lot of times, and then when I was going through and editing, I realized that maybe you spell it big A, big J, and not big A, little J. So in a panic, I changed it to big A, big J. What's the verdict? Which one do you prefer?
That is a hard-hitting question. I don't know if
big.
I don't know if I can answer that on air. No, you're correct. Big A, big J is the only way to spell it. I don't even like to use the periods anymore.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's just a hassle. That's just inconvenience for people.
And what's the A stand for? And then tell us what the J stands for after you tell us what the A stands for.
Man,
That's my next question.
Again, yeah, not many people know that. But I have
It's
to.
It's not Chet Subaru.
I think you stumped him.
It's not Chet Subaru
because those letters don't match up.
Correct. My given name is Alois. If you can
wait.
Alois?
I should have had you guess first.
Is it Aloysius? Yeah. Don't people say it as Aloysius?
No, it's like it's like the shortened version, I guess.
Okay. Alois, like that.
Alois, and J is Julius.
Alois Julius. Okay.
It's a family name.
Yeah, it's kind of badass. It's like
it really is, dude. I feel like
some of those Reddit comments might be true based on that name.
Yeah. So we'll get to that.
That's such a strong name. I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice by going with AJ, though it is easier to remember. It's not as powerful. It's not like Ivan Drago style. Exactly. But I support you in your decision to go with AJ, even though if I were you, I would do different.
Yeah, it's funny. The only people that call me that are like close friends. They'll call me Alois. Like my parents, they've never called me Alois.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when your parents were mad at you, they'd be like,
no, it's not even when they're angry. It's just never gets used except for, I don't know. Friends will call me it as a joke. So
as a joke, They think that name is a joke.
Yeah, well, just as like I don't know, it's their way of trying to
razz you a little bit.
Yeah, or just like admit that they know me well.
Okay, so I guess Thomas and I today have crossed that threshold where we now know you well.
Yes. Yeah. So Alois, tell us about what you're doing. Tell us about what you were doing before pickleball, before all this. Because you're relatively, I mean, everybody's kind of new on this scene,
right?
But you're new on the scene. You're kind of the popular guy right now after a big win in Vegas. What were you doing before this? Working full time, like?
Yeah, before pickleball. This is like a past life right now.
You don't even remember.
I remember. Yeah, I feel like I was born at 30.
Yeah, you finally
on a pickleball court,
found what life was all about. Discovered life. Wow.
Yeah. Meaning I never crossed that 100-pound threshold.
Yeah.
I was born at 160. That's a little light. I'm 180. Before pickleball, I was living in Vegas. At least before I was doing pro pickleball, I've been in Vegas. And I was building tiny homes, actually. I've been I worked construction management for a long time. Hated being in an office, so I kind of went the nostalgic route. I was just like, I'm just gonna go out in the sun and build things with my shirt off, and make zero money, and I'll be happier.
And can we find pictures of those days anywhere on the internet, or?
You got to pay for them, but
okay, OnlyFans.
No.
Tiny homes, custom, like you just come up with the design yourself, or are they prepackaged? What's going on there?
Yeah, I had kind of just met a couple that was, trying to be like one of those HGTV couples.
Sure, every couple.
Like every couple,
yeah,
that hangs a picture frame in their house. Yeah.
Yes,
like we should
do this on HGTV. Why wouldn't we? Let's get a camera crew in here. We'll pay thousands of dollars to, get this all done, and then at the end of the day, they don't get picked up.
Exactly.
So, the age-old tell.
Yeah, I know. So they were doing that, and they kind of picked up a few guys to help design and build. I didn't do much of the design. I was kind of just
you were the muscle.
Yeah, kind of, and then some of the scheduling, budgeting type of stuff. It was a small crew.
Did you say tiny homes or time homes?
Tiny homes.
Tiny homes.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. What the heck?
Did you ever stay in a tiny home?
I thought you meant timeshares, like you were building timeshares.
Oh, time home.
No, that would have been way more lucrative, I feel.
Yeah, that's kind of like a multi-million-dollar
project there.
Yeah. Ours were before I
So
left.
have you stayed in a tiny home before? Is that like, did you have to stay in a tiny home just to experience it, and then, or have you never?
No, we would build them, and if they, while we were waiting to ship them out, I would stay in there sometimes.
Oh.
Just like you just build it, and then you sleep in there, and then you get up and keep building it.
Is that true?
I'm not gonna lie, it did happen a couple times.
But you had like a real place to go and sleep. You just chose to stay there and sleep.
Yeah, it was like if you finish at like, we'd finish at like 9 o'clock at night one time.
Oh.
Late. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna sleep here and wake up and do it again in 8 hours. But no, I would never live. I would not live in a tiny home. People used to ask me that all the time
because they're so small.
I was building a product that I would not use myself.
You weren't passionate about it at all.
I loved it, and I loved the people that were into it, but it's like, I don't know. It's too that lifestyle is very minimalist, which I admire and enjoy, but it's I don't know.
But you like your things too.
I like things, yeah. I like some space, and like, especially if you live in it with a wife or girlfriend, you can't get away from each other. So
right.
So what's your athletic background? Did you play sports growing up? I assume so.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in Missouri, St. Louis. So if you know the Midwest, like there's nothing to do but play sports.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I tried just about everything under the sun.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, most people know by now I was a hockey player. And that kind of ran my life. But I did some tennis on the side. And
how high did you get in hockey? Were you like a juniors player? Did you play in college? Did you go to the show?
Yeah, the show. That's great. I like that you know that phrase, actually. Oh, you're from Michigan, right?
Yeah.
You know the deal. Yeah, no, I never played juniors. We basically just, my senior year, we decided that I wasn't going to pursue the D1 route because, I don't know if you know much about it. You have to go play juniors for 2 years.
Oh, grind, yeah.
Yeah, and you're just kind of grinding in a small town. And like I said, it's 2 years after high school before you can even make D1 for most people.
Right.
So I just said I just went to school, played like a low level of college hockey. It's like a step above like beer leagues, where it's like it's competitive, but you could still
smoke at halftime. Cigarettes, obviously.
Halftime. There's no halftime in a hockey game.
Yeah, I don't know how it works here. AJ, is hitting a puck with a stick? Does that translate to hitting a pickleball with a? Does it?
It does, dude. So much hand-eye coordination. If you have silky mitts in hockey, you're gonna. That's AJ's case.
AJ.
It's the same muscle groups, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you think
that's got to be where it comes from.
Okay. Well, you said you played some tennis too, so I didn't know if you picked up a pickleball paddle and were immediately, somewhat successful and competitive, or if it took some time to get used to that, or if that came from your tennis background a little bit, or more so from your hockey.
Yeah, no, it was tennis for sure. I mean, it's funny because I was playing tennis in high school and I started to get pretty good. Not to brag, but I did.
Yeah, don't be modest. Tell us more.
I went undefeated my sophomore year, junior varsity.
Did you say junior varsity?
Yeah, JV.
Varsity, number 1 singles, 2004, undefeated. So not to.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
it's really
impressive. So what's more impressive, the 2 golds you just got last weekend, or undefeated JV in I don't know, like 2009?
2004.
04.
The year.
This is a big
was
year.
04.
Obviously, I'm still kind of riding that.
I would.
This last 17 years.
Undefeated.
Yeah. No, but after that, I was getting pretty good, and I was like, dang, I got pretty good at tennis in like 3 years, and it took me like 12 to get decent at hockey. So I was like,
and then how long to get good at in pickleball?
So that 3. I've been playing for 3 years, pickleball.
So 12 years to get good at hockey, 3 years to get good at tennis. To get equally as good in pickleball also takes 3 years.
I guess so.
I think he's a little better than undefeated JV in pickle, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm better at tennis.
We'll have to find a JV program, pickleball program for him to like really test his skills. Yeah, see if he can go undefeated again. I read Riley's little excerpt of you on Facebook about.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, so Riley celebrated the gold medal win last week, and he posted a little thing about how he didn't have a partner because his regular partner had family stuff. I'm assuming that's Tyson McGuffin with his new baby, but I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. And so he was looking for someone to play, DM'd you, you DM'd back and forth. You'd only ever had DM conversations, and then you decided to play together. And he stepped on your foot once trying to get a ball, but then you started to gel really well on and off the court, and he now considers you a friend, which I think is a real modern day love story. I'm really excited about the trajectory of this.
Yeah, I think Nicholas Sparks might do a spin-off of that. Put a book out.
Yeah, no, I'd be interested. Who do you think will pose for the cover?
Well, it better be both of us, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it should be both of you. Yeah. So so that was good to hear. And will you be playing with Riley more in the future? Is there plans? Is there talks? Is it? I mean, it's not a one-night stand.
God, I hope not. Yeah, that's I'm too old for that.
Yeah, you want a relationship.
Yeah,
you're ready to settle down.
Yeah, exactly. I've just been waiting. But yeah, it's funny. All these guys have been setting up partnerships for the next year, like already, and I'm like just started to have a couple real results, like the past month. So I kind of missed the boat on that.
Yeah, but somebody will dump somebody for you. You don't think?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm hoping. I'm not hoping for everyone's relationship to
thrive.
Dissolve,
I'm still putting together my schedule for next year.
Thomas Shields, the #1 Thomas in pickleball.
Throwing your name out there, yeah, Thomas. If you,
I'll take that title.
If you got something open.
This is crazy. We got the #1 Thomas, we got the #1 Tyson, and we got the #1 Alois,
dude.
Yeah. Alois. The #1 Alois and the #1 AJ.
We were past that.
Alois. No, I did. I just like right off the top, I was like, I'd already had the whole train of thought going through my mind and couldn't keep up with my brain.
You gotta write it down, or else
I got it now. Alois.
Okay. Alois.
The
emphasis is
on the L.
Very important.
Yes. I agree.
All right, so you had a pretty unbelievable turnout with Riley. Obviously, I mean he's definitely one of the best men's doubles players.
Yeah.
Number 2 according to Drooper.
You got pretty dang lucky drawing him, and I would say arguably equally lucky in mixed doubles with Jessie. How'd that come about? That was a last second.
Was that a DM or two?
Not even a DM. That was in person in the middle of the men's tournament.
As she was watching you and Riley crush, she was like, "AJ, come with me."
Yeah, it was like mid forehand winner. She just like
I call AJ. That's really good. Wow. And did that feel good? Run us through your whole range of emotions in that moment.
Yeah. No, I've been asking her to play because I played against her in Denver a month ago and was like, I was like blown away by her game. Like until you're on the court with her, like you don't really get how good she is. So she came up to DJ. DJ was going home. His ride was leaving, I guess, and so she like said 2 words. Before she even finished the sentence, I was like, "Yep." She was like, "Do you want to?" I was like, "Yep."
So, that's awesome. Yeah. And only in pickleball does somebody withdraw from a tournament because their ride is leaving.
I know. I was like, in my head, I was like, DJ, this is like a free $2,200. Like,
yeah.
What? You could buy
You, by the way, weren't the only person to do that. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I do know another pro who wasn't willing to adjust their travel schedule and ended up withdrawing. So
right.
It's
it happens, and I don't get it because
you like money.
I like money, and like with Jessie, that's like free money.
Well, and you also get to prove yourself there, right? You don't know the next time you're going to get the opportunity to play with Jessie, so now's your moment, dude.
I know, but it's the same time. It's like I feel like I just came off like summer camp. Like I had I had like two crushes, like Riley and Jessie, and my two crushes, and now I'm not going to get to see them for a year.
You peaked. You peaked.
Yeah. Or it's like, I went out, fell in love, and now I don't get to see them for who knows.
Well, you know what they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Exactly. So I get to sit and daydream about my day on court with Riley.
Yeah. I want to ask you something about Riley. He has one of the weirdest looking games. At the same time, there's something like admire about it, like the 2-hand, forehand down the line. Like it's so unorthodox, but it's so lethal. What else about his game to you that maybe like, a spectator or someone like me doesn't see unless I'm playing alongside him? What's like one or two things that you notice about his game that people just don't generally notice?
Something unique. I mean, he never misses.
That's a good quality to have.
You probably noticed that. Yeah, he never misses. And he cleans up like your mistakes. So like it's so comforting to know like you can just trust. Like if I leave this a little bit high, he's probably going to get it still. So you can just kind of it's so comfortable playing next to him where you're just they're afraid nobody's going to attack him. And if you mess up, it's probably going to get back anyway. So it's like, I don't know. It was so much fun. It was like a different level of pickleball. So yeah. Is that how you feel when you play with Tyson, Thomas? You're like
something like that.
Yeah. The first time we played, I actually earned him so good, dude. And he's still look at his face right there.
We've had 4 episodes and you've brought it up in 50% of them. So
that's because they ask us. So I have to tell them what I can't just
nobody asked.
We never played.
Totally unsolicited.
We never played together. Is that what you want, Thomas? There's going to be a rematch. When we have a rematch, then you can revel in your victory.
You don't know how I'm playing, but I've been watching all the little clips you put up. So
That's true.
You've been taking notes. You're screwed, dude.
Are we playing singles or doubles with the partner?
I don't play singles. That's why I'm sitting.
Smart man.
I don't enter.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Very smart man. Did you body bag him on this, Ernie? I kind of want to. Is there footage of it? I just want to see it.
I don't remember. There is footage.
Yeah, we'd have to watch it back.
I don't remember if I hit it at your feet or if I hit it in your chest, but I do remember you being like, I come into your house as your guest, and this is how you treat me.
That's on video, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's the best. Just taking one in the chest on him. I had a couple of those.
All right, AJ, I want to
get off this topic as quickly as possible, is what he's about to say.
I like that. But I've got something a little bit better here. I'm just gonna say a name. We already brought him up. I'm just gonna say a name, and I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind.
Ooh,
Chet Subaru. Chet Subaru.
Chet Subaru, legend.
Who is he?
All right, so I have to talk about this, I guess.
Yeah,
so
because
go ahead.
Is he your alter ego?
No, separate.
He's not like Chris Gaines of Garth Brooks type of deal. Okay.
Well, when he ran off the court with the Orlando Cup in Orlando, you weren't anywhere to be found all of a sudden.
Well, I was in the locker for most of that time. Or I might have been gone. I can't remember. I was in the locker room. Yeah. Yeah, so the Chet thing, it's funny. Like, so we back when I was starting to get good, I think it's like a fun conversation to have for cities that don't really have pros, to be like, who's the best player in Denver? Like, who's the best player in Vegas, who's the best player in Seattle, like, people like to have that conversation. My name started to get thrown around in the hat. Best player in Vegas. People like, Steve Cole has been around for a long time. AJ's pretty good now. And I was so uncomfortable with, like, I don't know. I was just like, the
fame.
Yeah,
the limelight.
Yeah, I don't know if there's fame's a stretch.
That should be your Instagram bio, by the way. That sounds really badass. Best player in Vegas.
Oh,
no,
dude.
No, that's Chet, obviously.
Chet. Okay.
So anyway, I was so uncomfortable with, like, the praise, and I was like, I'm just gonna make up a character that is the best player in Vegas, and he's just gonna be the placeholder so that it takes the onus off of me.
So I just got to get this straight.
Yeah.
The guy who couldn't stop gushing about going undefeated in junior varsity tennis in 2004 will not accept being labeled the best pickleball player in Las Vegas.
I won't do it. I won't do it.
You've really matured. Grown into your own. Yeah.
Well, it was, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I knew this was still a while ago where I wasn't, I was going 1 and 2 in pro tournaments. So I was like, please don't tell me that I'm good at this yet. Cause
Yeah.
And then, so I've always, you guys watch Eastbound and Down, of course, or The Office.
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
So I was just like, there has to be a Kenny Powers character of pickleball.
Okay.
I want this to exist so bad.
Right.
During quarantine, I kind of, I don't know, dreamt up the whole thing. And then I was like, the only person that could play this character as good as it should be is me.
Okay.
So I was like, so I kind of fell into it, and this is, I made it like a year ago. Nobody even knew about it until like a year after we made it.
Just you alone in your tiny home.
Yeah.
Late at night after construction is stopped.
Yeah. I'll just sit there and watch.
I've looked at your Chet Subaru's profile on Instagram before, but I got to check it out
really?
again.
So the funniest part is that I never even made that.
Oh, you didn't make that? It's the Chet Subaru fan page. So where were you putting your content?
So we only made that one video and just put it on somewhere on YouTube.
Okay. And do you have some snuff in your cheek there? Is that
some snuff? No.
Yeah.
I'm just overweight.
No, right here.
So you're talking about it.
You're talking about the Chet photo.
The Chet photo. Looks like you got something packed in your cheek there.
Well, it's not me, remember.
Yeah.
He is probably chewing gum.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, he chews a lot. He chews like Bubblicious.
Las Vegas, the GOAT. 193 followers on the fan page. I feel like you should milk this.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I should say who made it, but I'm not going to say who made it. But one of the pros that's friends with us, she actually, she loved the whole thing so much that she's just like.
But not Irina.
So she jumped on and made this page.
I thought I was going to guess Irina.
You were going to guess Irina too?
Yeah.
It seems like an Irina thing, right?
I think it could still be Irina.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if she's that into it. There's a few pros that are big fans of it.
That really love it.
Yeah, actually, Jessie is one of them.
Why don't we see Chet playing more at tournaments?
I don't know. I don't know what his travel schedule is like. I don't know if he has to get special permission to leave the state still, I think.
Well, eventually we want to sit him down and have an interview with him. So maybe we can arrange that at some point. That's number one on my list of gets for the pod or at least for an interview.
Yeah. Rightly so. The guy's insanely talented. I don't have his number. I actually deleted it because I was sick of him calling me, trying to play. So I just.
All right. I've got another rumor for you.
Okay.
I heard that fellow pro Pat Smith actually has a lawsuit against you for trademark infringement over the sleeveless. The sleeveless.
Oh, sleeveless. No, so he does the one sleeve. I do the two sleeve.
Got it. Okay.
Very different.
Big
it's
distinction.
a different thing. It's a different thing.
Distinction.
Yeah.
I was gonna wear one crew sock and one ankle sock, but I also didn't want to get into any type of legal issues with Pat, so I chose to just keep my socks
Does he
matchy.
do that?
No, I was just gonna do it as my thing that I do.
Right.
I don't think that would fall under
Under sleeve law.
If you feel passionate about that, I would do it.
Okay. So you do two sleeves. You do two sleeves, and what is the reason? Pat's reason is he has an unbelievable bicep, or he gets like more airflow, or it's more air. What is the science behind rolling them sleeves up?
I don't know his reason, but my reason is I'll wear, depending on how many shirts I have that day. If you're stuck wearing the same shirt, it gets really stiff. The sleeves just start to get in the way. And I think
it's an intimidation tactic. I think you're sending a message to the rest of the tour. You know, you're here to roll up your sleeves. You're not afraid to get dirty. Yeah. It's kind of part of the whole persona. You came from construction too, like
putting some work in. You should wear a tool belt when you play.
I like the metaphor. Maybe I could get.
I would like that. That'd be great.
I could get Timberland to make some athletic shoes or something.
Yeah.
What's a work boot brand?
Yeah, just like a work boot finish. That would be cool.
Carhartt's doing a lot of crossovers these days.
Yeah.
I need Carhartt to make some athletic gear.
Very cool. Yeah. Good idea. Okay, so you're saying that just like the moisture then drying then stiffens up the sleeves, which then bothers you pretty much. So you're just like rolling them up to keep that out of the way of your swing.
Yeah. It just feels, I don't know, it feels weird. And I do both in case my right hand's off that day, I'll use the left.
You're ambidextrous?
No, I was kidding.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, okay. This guy really maybe is the number one player in Las Vegas. I doubted him before, but if he's playing ambidextrous just based on his feel.
Yeah. If my right arm gets tired,
you switch to the left. Yeah.
No,
really smart.
I haven't done that yet, but it just
now you're going to have to, because Ben Johns is listening right now, and he's going to do it just in case you're already doing it, so he can be prepared for it when it happens.
He would do that, honestly. He's got to make sure he stays on the cutting edge of everything. So,
dude, so you have like I feel like you have an ability to like drum up fans all over like social, Reddit. Like, I don't know if you know that people are like big fans of you, especially after this weekend, and particularly on Reddit. I don't know if you spent any time on the pickleball Reddit. I don't know if you want to. It's a weird place. But did you see that little bio that somebody gave you?
You didn't make that up, Thomas?
No, I'll read it right now. How about I read it? Then we can.
I did see it actually. Somebody from St. Louis had sent me. He just showed me that the video.
Tyson, you saw it, right?
I saw it. It's the one that you posted.
Rumor has it he's Ivan Drago's illegitimate son. Born and raised in Serbia, Koller started playing pickleball at a young age. Instead of hitting against a wall, he hit against a mountain. With no paddle, he used the saber of Alexander Lexo Saichich and developed hand-eye coordination by slicing the falling tears of his enemies. He never put on a shirt until he came to America. That's why he goes sleeveless. It's the closest he can get to playing like he did at home. He prefers playing in freezing temperatures. AJ, nothing colder. Koller, the Iceman.
Oh my God. I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, there's some weird people on Reddit, as I said. Somebody
took the time to write
that.
The Iceman. I mean, we could. I seem to be gathering nicknames like by the weekend.
Yeah, what are the top contenders for nicknames? If you had to choose, like ones you've seen and ones you want to have, like what are we voting on here?
I mean, the Iceman is like objectively pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Sweet.
It's a little bit. I don't know. I think maybe my last name just like invokes like some kind of a medieval like Eastern European warlord something. Maybe it's the last name. I don't know. You tell me.
Koller. Well, Nothing Colder was also, I like that too, that they put that in there.
Nothing Colder, Koller.
Yeah.
Nothing Colder, Koller is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
The Iceman Alois would be dope too.
Oh yeah. Alois the Iceman.
Alois the Iceman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you guys always have some like Machine Gun Koller made it into
that was our guy. That's our guy JB. He's kind of spitting fire in the newsletter lately. I like it. Yeah.
Machine Gun Koller. What else?
I mean, Killer Koller was the start.
Okay.
Killer
or Killa?
That's a good question. We might need to go Killa. It's a little more modern.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the little in front of rappers' names could be the LIL.
Yeah. Those are the main ones. But gosh, the Iceman.
The Iceman, that's the one you like. That's the front runner.
Please don't call me that ever.
Why?
I think that's funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah, you don't really have control over this.
Yeah, the thing is,
seen already.
Nicknames,
it's not really your choice.
You don't choose your nickname; the nickname chooses you. And if it's the other way around, it doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to let what sticks stick.
Yes, and then accept it as it sticks. That's part of it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we've seen some of these mock drafts for Major League Pickleball go live recently.
Right.
In a lot of them, you're showing up in third, fourth round. What I would say is I think you should actually be – I think you're a sleeper pick for the first round. Are you vying to get into Major League Pickleball? Are you looking forward to it? Have you had any kind of like conversations with people? Like what are your thoughts on MLP and where it's headed?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm psyched about it. I'm actually kind of going to be spending a lot of time at Dreamland this fall, this winter.
Oh, really? So you and that crew over there are going to start training together?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve, I've gotten to know Steve, and he was nice enough to say if you want to come down here.
Yeah. So who's there? It's Rob Nunnery, Deco Barr, Vivian David.
Yes.
And I see different people kind of going in and out, but those three are like living there as far as I know. So you're going to kind of round that out.
Yeah. And then there's people are visiting all the time. I mean, Ben is there a lot and probably will be there eventually.
Right.
You going to live in a tiny home or a regular when you're out there?
I'm going to build myself a tiny home.
Cool. Courtside.
He's going to roll up his sleeves and build himself a home right next to Dreamland.
Play pickleball in the same shirt.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. MLP's gonna be fun. When it first came out, I was like, I mean, I still wonder if I'll actually get picked. Like, so we're all going to like kind of a party on Friday or whatever the show, and I was like, I don't want to be the guy that shows up and then doesn't get picked and stand in the corner like clapping for all his friends that got picked. So I was like
crying internally. Yeah,
exactly. And saying, "Oh, I'm happy for you guys. Don't worry about me.
It doesn't bother me at all. I'll probably next year. Yeah. I couldn't even play this year anyways. I got a lot going on. Yeah.
I've played that scenario out in my head a bunch of times.
Okay, and that's what would you say exactly to your friends?
I'd probably just leave.
Okay, rage leave.
Thinking I don't hear my name on the 16th, I'll probably just catch an Uber.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah. So I hope I make it.
I'm confident. I think so. I mean,
there's a lot of good guys. I mean, it gets pretty thin, so pretty fast. Is the thing. Like,
well,
he thinks a lot, but there's a lot of good guys.
Why don't Thomas and I just help you a little bit here on social media? All you got to do is get on there and be like, thanks everybody for all this stuff that happened in Vegas. Honestly, I wasn't even playing my best. I feel like there's a lot I could have played better. There's a lot more. Like, just keep hyping yourself. Like you're definitely way levels above what anybody's ever seen.
Right. You could go that route, or that could backfire is the thing. So it's,
when you actually look at the full field of players, you realize how deep pickleball actually is. Like, I think a lot of the travel constraints, the number of tournaments, You see different events where the pool's pretty thin, but when you see everybody kind of like laid out, I mean, there's a lot of talent in the sport. It's pretty crazy. But even with that, I think it'd be wise to draft you. I think we'll see you in there.
Yeah, I hope so. It's yeah, it's gonna be fun, and yeah, it's like how deep the field is. It's like there's still a lot of people that I think the casual pickleball fan doesn't know about. Like even me, I was nobody really knew about me until recently, and I was still pretty decent, but there's just a lot of guys that like the world needs to meet. Like there's so many stories besides Ben and Matt, Tyson,
Yeah.
Riley, like
Well, you're a great example of like somebody who, when Major League Pickleball was announced and everybody started initially discussing the concept, everybody was kind of projecting what the draft would look like, and you were not in the conversation. I mean, you just weren't, and now you very much are. And I think there's a few players like that. So it's just the nature of the sport, right? It's ever evolving and it's changing really fast, especially right now.
Yeah,
it'll be cool to see how it all shakes out. But
yeah. And I mean, if Chet gets drafted over me, like that's probably the hardest thing, I think. So,
Yeah.
just praying that doesn't happen.
Chet has more equity in Major League Pickleball than you. Yeah, that'd be tough.
I mean, he is the best player in Vegas, though. So it's like.
Yeah.
By the way, that's one thing that I think people aren't talking about is the fact that, like, depending on your draft position, you get more equity in Major League Pickleball. It's a pretty wild concept. And I feel like people just breeze over that.
I don't even know how that works. You get equity in the team?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to have to double check myself now, but when I first started hearing about it, and there hasn't been that much conversation about it, but depending on how high you're drafted as a player, you get equity in the league. I mean, I know the players get equity in the league. How much, I don't know. And if they raise more money, that amount of equity becomes a lot less, right?
Really?
But it's still a really cool way to tie in the players and make them care about not only the league, but where they get drafted. I mean, that could be right off the bat more money for you.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know.
It's about the love, anyways.
It's all about the love of the game.
It's about the love.
Yeah. Well, in that case, the feelings are going to be hurt even more if you get drafted lower. There's already, more drafts and like, oh, it came over me. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Get on social media right now and just be like, I was sick in Vegas. I had just partially torn.
Yeah.
And all of it.
All right. So if you guys did read the newsletter, which, by the way, everybody listening, the dinkpickleball.com/sign up, you'll know like all the topics ahead of every episode we do. And plus you'll just know more about pickleball. Know more about pickleball than your friends. It's like our new little tagline. I like it. But if you did read yesterday's issue, then you saw that we kind of went through, there's over 70 proposed rule changes that are being considered for 2022. We kind of distilled the few that we thought were actually worth conversation. Let's go through them. And I just want to get your take, AJ, on like, I don't know, just where you fall.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So for the first one, this is a straight shot at the the chainsaw serve, but essentially it's on the serve. You have to have an open palm, and the only way to like release the ball is either to like do this, like to toss it up, or to turn your wrist so that it falls. Really? And that's the only release they will allow for the serve, unless you have some sort of accommodation for a disability or something like that. What do you think?
Who the hell came up with that?
So wait, tell me again.
It's a ping pong serve.
Oh,
no,
exactly.
That's
facing
exactly
up.
What it is. Yeah,
that's what you have to toss you have to toss the ball. Do you have to toss it a certain amount of height in the air?
No stipulation as far as that.
Because isn't ping pong you have to throw it 12 inches in the air or something?
Really?
No,
I feel like you see them like just move their hand, like drop the ball.
maybe it has to be open palm all the way open, and
12
then
inches
it has to be above the plane of the table.
Yeah, it's got to be
I
above.
know those things, but I don't know if it has to, if you have to elevate it at all before you hit it. Maybe not. So
No,
an open palm, okay, yeah. What do you feel, AJ?
no, it's the entire serve thing. I think is silly. I think you can do whatever you want. I don't know.
Whatever you want.
I'm flabbergasted that people are continuing to talk about.
Well, I just watched Tyson and Zane play, and I just put it on our Instagram.
Was that your film? Was that you filming that?
Yeah. And after the match, I was like talking to Tyson, and he was like, he wasn't complaining about it or anything. He was just like, yeah, the serve's nasty. I think I missed 13 returns, like by his count. Right. 13. And Tyson's known for his serve himself, and he's having a ton of trouble. And even in that clip, like that wasn't even that bad as far as like what we had seen throughout that match. But that thing moves.
Yeah, I mean, I played Zane a couple weeks ago. In singles, it does make a bit of a difference, but not much. I don't know. I think what Zane has done is pretty cool. I don't think it's. You just have to learn how to hit it. I think. I don't know why people are talking about it still.
Well, I think it's the consideration of. It's like the consideration of not only the pros, but the lower levels. And I think I've said this before, but like you don't have to make every rule universal from like, 2-0s up to pro. You could change the serve at the amateur level and maintain it as it is at the pro level. Yeah. You don't have to do everything all at once. So I don't really know.
It's that way in every sport. Like the 3-point line in basketball, like it's different as you go up.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, I get why I guess why I get why it's a topic considering the lower levels. But yeah, it should be the pro levels should have their own rules.
All right, so on the next one it's basically like right on that note, right? But only the non-paddle hand can be used to release the ball. So again, it's just another shot at the chainsaw serve. We can breeze over that one.
Yeah.
The next one is also that. It's the remove the COVID / care. So yeah, we'll breeze over that one too.
Oh, yeah.
But they said so one that's being considered, and I don't think this is as relevant at the pro level for the PPA, but removing or reinstating let serves. So that would only apply to the APP as far as the major tours go, right? And then maybe like the US Open and some of the other independent tournaments.
Oh, let serves?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in favor of
redoing them.
Redoing let serves, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What is the reason for you personally?
It just makes sense, isn't it? There's lets in tennis, there's lets in ping pong.
Yeah, but they're different sports, right?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, is that your only reason? Is that it's in ping pong and tennis, so why not pickleball?
Yeah.
Or is there a reason do you dislike like when the let happens? Is it like
No, it doesn't affect. I mean, it doesn't. I've never seen a let serve like go for a winner, and it happens so rarely. But it just feels right. A let serve you redo.
I think that's fair.
Doesn't that feel right?
Okay, for tradition, for tradition's sake.
Yeah, that's how we used to play it in the old days. In Romania,
in Serbia.
And I used to hit. Yeah, that's where I'm from. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to hit against the mountain.
Okay.
Right. I think that's one of those ones that doesn't matter either way. It's more just like I think I'm pretty indifferent on it, but everybody has their opinion for some reason.
Yeah. Let's a let.
All right. Next.
I think chasing the ball one less time per game for me is already a bonus. So let's just like leave the lets in there and play off of it.
Yeah, I'm on that. I'm on that train too.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is like what I would consider to be a major alteration to the game if it were to go through, and that's introducing rally scoring. So it doesn't have to be your serve to score, right?
Yeah.
any point can be awarded to either team, regardless of whose serve it is.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that, and I don't like it. But then I was listening to somebody was telling me how they did it in volleyball. Where, they do it on match point.
Yep.
It returns the side out scoring. So I thought that might be a pretty cool alteration.
On match point, you could then still win the game as the returning team.
If you get match point, you have to win it on your serve.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Yeah. So it's rally scoring up until match point, and on match point, you can only win match point on a serve.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Table tennis is like that too, right? At least when I was growing up playing in my basement, it was like that.
I feel like it is actually. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
That's right. That's totally basement rules.
Oh,
You can't where the returner serves.
Yeah, right.
Point. I think that's total basement rule.
The other thing too, and I brought this up with Thomas last time, is that if they do rally points, then or rally scoring, then they may as well get rid of the double bounce rule too, because the double bounce rule is only in place to give a little bit of advantage to the returning team to get up to the line quicker. But if both sides can score, then they need to equalize that by getting rid of double bounce, right?
Where you can take it out of the air as the serving team?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
No. Wait.
Yes. There's
correct.
Yes.
Really?
You can take the return out of the air. Yeah. Right.
Because the double bounce rule is in place only to give a slight advantage to the returning team because they're not the ones trying to earn a point.
Right. Man, that's all interesting.
So you'd have to change. There'd be a trickle down of rules as you change to rally scoring. And I think there's even some rules we wouldn't know are going to be affected by that until we put it into action.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Because I already can see why the double bounce rule is in place. And so then if you take the reasoning of it being there in the first place away, then why still have that? And then there's probably more things that then go into effect at that point as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tricky. I have to try. Like, there's been some tournaments that use rally scoring, so I haven't even tried it yet. But
interesting.
If that were to happen, again, I think just the traditional Serbian way is the best.
It's the best. You know what I like to do? I like to play rally scoring for myself, but not tell everybody else that I'm doing that. So I win the games really quickly.
It's kind of ingenious, actually.
Yeah, it really is. Hey, heads up, guys! I already won. I was rally scoring.
Just go up and tap paddles at 6-all.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually at 11.
Yeah, I'm at 11.
I'm at 11.
Good game.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is it's like tennis, allowing a second serve. So you'd have to double fault, allowing a second serve after you miss the first.
No, stupid.
Yeah. Well, so someone made a good point. They actually emailed me. Like, a lot of people email me sort of like their thoughts after any given newsletter. And let's see what it was. So allowing a second serve after a fall. Okay, I can't. All right, never mind. Scratch that.
We can edit this.
That's a good. No, that's a good segment. That's the one we're using to promo this episode.
It's you looking for something and then not finding it, so you just move on.
Yeah. Never mind.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So are you still looking for it now, Thomas? Even still?
No, now I'm looking at the next one. I'm not going to find it. It's like way back in my inbox.
No, so. Dude, you get way too much email traffic to ever find that again.
Yeah, really popular. No, but yeah, the second serve is another one that would like drastically change the game, because then everybody's first serve, you're just trying to do some like crazy wicked spin or something like that.
Yeah. If you don't,
you have the second serve to bail you out. I guess you could say the same thing about tennis, but if people have problem with the serve right now, wait till you get 2 shots at it.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing too is all these sports are looking at ways to accelerate gameplay, and now we're going to slow it down even more, slow down the game of the dinking game of pickleball even more by giving everybody 2 serves.
Yeah, it's a little out there.
All right. The next one, eliminate the drop serve. I don't think that applies. That we care about that. I don't think most people care about that.
Drop serve in pros, right? That's not allowed anymore, right?
No, not in pros. It's not allowed.
Yeah.
And I think I think it has to be there for the rec player. I mean, how many times have you seen somebody that's just learning pickleball that cannot hit it from their hand on the serve, no matter how hard they try? And you just like, it has to be in place for the rec player for sure. But even at tournaments, maybe above 3-0 or 3-5, that's like one of those other rules that then at some point you can dismiss as people become proficient enough at the game.
So listen to this. Okay. So this is the last one. And maybe this goes back to your point, Tyson, about how there would be a trickle down effect. If you, so the last one is both players serve to start the game. So it's 0-0-1 at start, which kind of gives the advantage back to the server a little bit.
A little bit. Yes. Yeah. Well, not really, because you can score on either one. So even as the returning, you could score as the returning team, and then it goes to server number 2. So it really, I mean, it depends on what they do with the double bounce at that point too. So I think it doesn't really matter. I get why they do it now with service on or scoring on service only, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think that would really matter that much if you're able to score as a returning team, right? AJ, a penny for your thoughts.
I know. I was like, I want to do a trial run of all this stuff because it's all interesting. And it's hard.
Should we do that? We should all get together and create some content where we're enacting all of these like radical changes into the game just to see.
I think so. The 3 of us and Chet, we could have a nice little foursome.
Dude, Chet, I heard, completes the best foursomes.
I don't want to know who told you that, but I kind of also.
It was Chet. It was Chet.
Oh,
who told me. Yeah.
Anything positive about him is usually
comes from him.
Yeah.
So AJ, are you going to head back over to the venue today to get some warm ups in for the rest of the weekend? Get some dubs in.
Yeah, we're gonna go to actually some club, not the venue. I think we're gonna go to.
All right. Well, so where are we going?
Yeah, Thomas is in. Well, AJ, you can take Thomas. You can't take Thomas.
I'm taking a different Thomas.
You're on the spot, dude.
I'm taking the other Thomas.
Yeah, the number 2 Thomas in pickleball.
Yeah,
not the number 1.
Number 2 Thomas. Suit yourself.
You should come, and y'all can have a little playoff for like.
I do want to play like 5-0 or something. So if you know anybody, let me know.
Yeah.
Just ask around for me. Maybe see if Chet's available.
I'll put the word out. No, I don't text him. It's too difficult. No venue. But there'll be a ton of guys there. Are you gonna go over there?
I'll think about it.
You'll consider it.
I'll probably go back to the main venue.
I wouldn't leave that hotel room if I were you. It looks like it's pretty.
Oh, it's so posh, right?
Yeah.
It's a Hilton, for the record.
Trying to get in there. So
not a sponsor of the podcast. It's not just a great hotel room.
Bleep that out, Greg. Bleep that out. We have a producer now, Greg. He's not here, but bleep that out, Greg.
Yeah.
No free ads.
Yeah. What else we got, Thomas?
No, that's it.
That's it.
We might as well wrap. Yeah, we're close to time here.
Okay, cool. AJ, thank you for your time. If people want to follow you on Instagram, I know it's AJ Koller with a K.
Yep.
_PB. I'm assuming that stands for peanut butter. Where else can we find you?
I like that.
Not your dad joke.
You want my home address or something? Or?
Yeah, give us your home address, your personal phone number, and do you have a Twitter account? Do you have a Facebook account? Do you have a YouTube account? This is your moment to shine, AJ.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get my name out for MLP. I have Facebook, AJ Koller. It's probably the only one out there.
Okay.
And I'll have 600 mutual friends that are all in the pickleball world. So that's
easy to find.
That's me. No Twitter. Yeah, Instagram is kind of the only one. I actually haven't made a Facebook post about pickleball yet because I've been so hush about it. But I might do it this weekend.
Ooh,
actually.
So you're saying that if we want to see the first pickleball post by AJ Koller on Facebook, it would be wise to friend him now.
Yeah, just to make sure that I get an adequate number of attention to that post. Because if it flops and gets like 8 likes, I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, that's okay.
All your hockey boys who don't know that you're like the top of the pickleball game right now are gonna be like, dude, what is going on?
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
They're gonna unfriend you and be like, this is a different guy, not the same guy.
They're like, you play racket sports, you nerd.
Who's this hoser? Who's this bender?
The hoser. Please tell me you've seen that video. Clark the Canadian.
Well, I've seen.
You have to send it to me.
Yeah, I've seen Strange Brew, the movie.
I missed that one.
That's a classic. You should watch it for reals. It's about 2 Canadian brothers who love hockey, who work at a beer factory. It's Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, and it's a cult classic comedy in the same vein as like Spaceballs and all those other wacky ones. Yeah,
it sounds right up my alley.
Maybe. I don't know how well it holds up. Thomas, where can we find you on social media?
Linktree/DinkFam. But I want everyone who's listening to this pod, go join our Facebook group. We want to build that up. We just want to get some better conversation in there. We're going to be sharing more exclusive content. So the Dink Pickleball Facebook group, join that.
Cool. I will. I think I already did.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. Now I'm going to get in there and share some exclusive content so that it draws more people in. Where can we find you, Tyson? Oh, just my name everywhere. Tyson, Tyson, Apostle, Apostol. I'm on Insta. I'm on Twitter. I'm on a little bit on TikTok, but not thriving. And where else am I? I'm on Facebook as well. But it's just my name. I'm the only one with that name in the entire world, which is pretty cool.
That you know of.
That I know of.
Could be another Tyson Apostle that doesn't have internet.
That's true. That's actually likely with that
in
last
Serbia
name.
somewhere.
Yeah. I think I met one.
You did? You met a Tyson Apostle somewhere? What country?
Yeah,
Serbia?
Serbia, yeah. He lived on top of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he a pretty good pickleball player?
No, he never came off the mountain. We never actually met him. We just
heard.
I could see him up there just living.
Okay. Well, now I got to step up my game.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, thanks for joining. This was a good episode. I think people are going to like it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
And if they don't, I mean, who do we put it on?
It's got to be. Thomas looking for that thing that he never found.
Yeah, my bad intro. And
no, we're cutting that part anyways.
30-second pause.
It all stems from that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for
See ya. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.